Hi, I'm Rachel Gretsch, and this is my reflective statement for ETP401. There is a famous quote by Albert Einstein: "If you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." That is my perspective on standardized testing. As a pre-service teacher, since starting this whole course at Deakin University, one of the main points that I've taken away from my learnings, be it in class discussion, around the lunch table with my friends between classes, or especially on each teaching practicum, it is that every student is different and has unique learning requirements and needs. I thought that learning names was hard, but I've come to realize that gaining an insight into my students' learning capabilities will be harder, and on top of that, being an effective and efficient teacher for their benefit and getting it right, that will be even harder. It is my understanding that there is often a lot of political pull in who teaches what and why. These ideals from higher powers without the consultation with day-to-day teachers can often create misconceptions on the expectations of students and teachers. My thoughts on learning since my very first ETP101 class have been aligned with John Dewey and his ideas of progressive teaching and learning. This highlights the concept of learning through doing and exploration of paths not explored before. How can one assess something that not even a child's brain has explored before without incidentally putting a restriction or limit on their thought processes by thinking that they're suiting the required learning needs? The outlined purpose for many assessment policies includes the emphasis on benefit of student learning and the shaping of teaching approaches for the benefit of learning. In line with this, it is often highlighted that a main purpose of assessment is to improve student performance. There is a lot of research that revolves around assessment and the pressures related to it that can negatively affect the well-being of students at hand. Speaking for myself, it is a personal goal, actually not even a goal, rather an attitude that I would like to instill on my students, that assessment is not the end of the world. The idea that there are 8-year-olds suffering from anxiety due to the pressure that is associated with these sort of tests sounds absolutely ridiculous and unnecessary. I'd be interested to know exactly where each individual child was getting their understanding of assessment from. Sir Ken Robinson, an educationist, did a TED Talk in 2006 asking, "Do schools kill creativity?" He explains the complexity of intelligence. 1, being that it is diverse, 2, it is dynamic, and 3, it is distinct. All these things work together fluidly to create the experience of life for each person. And most importantly, Ken explains that the brain is not divided into compartments, unlike the education system with their very specific domains, many strands, and their requirements. As a graduating teacher, I will be seeking intelligence from my students, not results that tick the government boxes for meeting assessment requirements that are reported on. There is much more to education than below standard, at standard, and above standard. If a student in foundation can't count by rote to 10 one day, but they finally learned how to tie their shoelace without assistance, that's a greatly successful day.